Welcome back to another deep dive. We've got a really great set of sources today, and we're going to be diving into, well, the pretty complex world of email security and DMARC. That's domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conformance for anyone needing the full name. Our goal here really is to cut through all the jargon and noise, give you a shortcut, sort of to understanding how this really critical market works. And specifically, we want to focus on the power of partnerships, how collaboration is really shaping this whole space.
Absolutely. And it's so important to grasp why this matters so much right now. I mean, email's always been a target, right?
Definitely.
The threats, they keep evolving. We're talking sophisticated impersonation, spoofing. It's not just basic phishing anymore. And DMARC, well, it's a vital defense. It's this email authentication protocol, basically verifying sender domains.
Okay.
Which, helps organizations stop email fraud, it cuts down phishing risk. And interestingly, it actually boosts email deliverability too. That's often overlooked.
All right.
And what's really cranked up the pressure recently is this shift from the big email providers, Google, Yahoo. They've made DMARC compliance mandatory for bulk senders.
Mandatory. So no longer just a nice to have.
Exactly. It's non-negotiable now if you're sending email at scale. DMARC adoption is essential.
Okay, so if email is this huge attack surface and DMARC is a key defense, well, it seems obvious no single company can tackle this alone. How is collaboration actually, driving things forward here? What kinds of partnerships are really fundamental?
You've nailed it. This market, email security and DMARC, it's fundamentally built on partnerships, diverse ones. And these aren't just convenient tie-ins, they're strategic necessities. They fuel innovation, they expand reach, they deliver integrated solutions. Honestly, they're the backbone of how the industry keeps up.
Makes sense.
So the first big category we see is technology alliances. This is where companies integrate their different solutions. The goal is to give customers this enhanced multi-layered security, like a unified defense system. So, for example, Proofpoint, huge player in advanced threat protection, they partner with other giants. Think CrowdStrike, Okta, Palo Alto Networks, CyberArk, SentinelOne, ServiceNow.
Wow, that's a lot of integration.
It is, and allows for, seamless threat intel sharing, automated responses, orchestrating security across different platforms. Another great example is Valimail partnering with DigiCert. That's geared towards streamlining DMARC and, importantly, BIMA adoption.
BIMI, that's the brand indicators for message identification, right? The logo?
Exactly, the verified logos in emails.
Yeah.
This partnership helps customers get to DMARC enforcement faster and leverage those logos. Builds a ton of trust.
I can see that.
And Mimecast, they teamed up with DMARC Analyzer, so they combined their sort of gateway protection with DMARC reporting and analytics. The result, much better ability to block impersonation and phishing.
Okay, that integration piece makes a lot of sense, especially for, bigger companies with complex setups. But here's what I find really interesting. How do these advanced solutions actually get to, well, the majority of businesses, the ones without massive security teams?
Ah, right. That's where the next type comes in, and it's crucial. Channel and managed service provider partnerships. MSPs.
MSPs.
Yes. MSPs and resellers, they are absolutely vital conduits. They bring these solutions to businesses, especially small and mid-sized ones, the SMBs, because those guys often lack the in-house cybersecurity expertise, right?
Right, totally.
So companies like Trustify, EasyDR, PowerDMARC, DMARC, they build specific MSP programs.
Yeah.
These programs offer things like white label solutions.
Meaning the MSP can brand it as their own?
Exactly. Plus specialized training, automation tools, basically empowering the MSPs to manage email security effectively for all their clients.
Yeah.
Channel partners then, they just extend that market reach even further, maybe bundling these solutions into broader security packages.
And are there other types, maybe more tailored collaborations?
Yeah, absolutely. We can call those strategic partnerships. These are often more specific, aimed at, say, improving a particular service feature or maybe expanding into a new region. A good example from the sources was KFence partnering with Security Matters.
Cool.
KFence has this specialized phishing defense platform, and they integrated it directly into Security Matters' managed services. The goal there was very specific: boost email and phishing protection for clients in the Gulf region. It's about targeted impact.
So we've got the types of partnerships laid out: technology, channel, MSP, strategic. But who are the architects here? Who are the big names really mastering these collaborations? Are there different models emerging?
It's definitely a varied ecosystem, but yeah, we can group the main players based on their focus and how they approach partnerships. First, you've got let's call them email security giants. They offer really comprehensive, broad protection.
Okay, like the big platforms.
Exactly. Proofpoint is a classic example. Global leader, advanced threats, data loss prevention, and they lean heavily on those technology alliances and channel partners we talked about.
Right.
Mimecast is another big one. Known for strong email gateway protection, integrates with DMARC analytics. They use alliance partnerships and have a dedicated MSP portal. And then, there are others in this space providing broad protection. Barracuda, Trend Micro, Cisco's email security, Fortinet with Fortimail, Sophos, ForcePoint. Also, newer players like Abnormal Security, using a lot of AI for detection. And of course, you can't forget Microsoft Defender for Office 365. Huge presence there.
Makes sense. So that's the giants. What about the specialists?
Good distinction. That's the second group, DMARC and email authentication specialists. These companies are really focused. Like DMARC, they offer a comprehensive DMARC and authentication SaaS platform. Very popular with businesses and MSPs, and they have specific MSP partner programs.
Okay.
Then there's DMARC. Their focus is more on making DMARC deployment easy, especially for SMBs. They use a global MSP network and strategic partners. Valimail is another key leader, particularly strong in DMARC enforcement and automation for maybe mid-market and enterprise. They engage across technology, channel, and MSP partnerships.
So they use multiple types.
They do. And EZD DMARC also fits here. DMARC management reporting, very MSP-focused with partner programs and sales support. And there are others too, specializing in DMARC, like SendMark, DMARC Report, FraudMark, DMARC-Liam, Sagali on the DMARC, which is part of Redsift. Lots of players.
And you mentioned a third category.
Yeah, a slightly different focus group, the secure email providers. Their main selling point is privacy and encryption. So you're thinking of companies like ProtonMail, Tutanota, Hushmail, which is notable for hyper-compliance and countermail. Their partnerships might look a bit different, often focused on privacy advocacy or secure communication integrations. Strong focus on end-to-end encryption.
Okay, that's a really helpful breakdown of the landscape. Giants, specialists, secure providers. But stepping back again, why all this complexity? Why bother with all these different intricate collaborations? What are the real tangible wins here?
Oh, the benefits are significant. And they spread across the board, really.
Right.
For the providers themselves, the big one is expanded reach. MSPs and resellers let them get into markets like SMBs that are just hard to reach directly.
Right, scale.
Exactly. And for customers, the huge benefit is integrated security. Technology alliances mean email security doesn't live in a silo. It connects smoothly with endpoint security, network tools, identity solutions, creating this unified defense. Intelligence from one area helps another. It's much more comprehensive protection.
Okay, better protection.
Then there's innovation. These partnerships, especially the strategic ones around new standards like BIMI or sharing threat data, they just speed up development. New features get adopted faster. For the partners, the MSPs, the resellers, there's clear revenue growth. Providers give them incentives, volume pricing, white label options, sales tools. It drives business for everyone.
A win-win.
Pretty much. And finally, a really crucial one, compliance and trust. Partnerships help organizations meet regulations, GDPR, AGAPA, PCI. And at the same time, by stopping email fraud and improving deliverability, they seriously boost customer trust.
That makes a lot of sense. The value proposition is pretty clear across the board. What's really striking, though, is this market isn't standing still, is it? It feels like it's constantly shifting, adapting. What are the key trends you're seeing that are shaping where email security and DMARC are headed?
You're absolutely right. It's very dynamic. Probably the biggest driver right now is that mandatory DMARC adoption we mentioned earlier.
The Google and Yahoo effect.
Precisely. It's turned DMARC from optional to essential for so many senders. And that's fueling a huge surge in partnerships, focused specifically on simplifying deployment, ensuring compliance. Businesses need help meeting these deadlines.
So compliance is pushing partnership growth.
Definitely. Another big trend is the move towards white label and API-first solutions. More and more providers are offering platforms designed to be easily integrated and rebranded. APIs allow MSPs and MSSPs to just plug DMARC and email security right into their existing service dashboards.
Makes it seamless for the MSPs.
Exactly. Easier for them to sell and manage. And lastly, I'd say we're seeing the emergence of a truly global ecosystem. It's becoming this really interconnected network providers, MSPs, tech vendors, all working together globally to tackle these threats, because the threats themselves are global and sophisticated. There's a growing understanding that, well, collaboration is really the only way forward. No single company can do it all.
A global collaborative defense network, essentially.
That's a good way to put it.
Right.
Ultimately, partnerships aren't just part of this market. They are absolutely foundational to its success. You need them for broad adoption, for that integrated protection we talked about, and for driving innovation fast enough. It's how organizations, big and small, can actually hope to protect your email channels from phishing, spoofing, and everything else cybercriminals throw at them.
And there you have it, a deep dive into how these partnerships really form the bedrock of email security and DMARC. It's quite fascinating how collaboration builds that resilience. Hopefully that gives you a much clearer picture of how these critical layers of protection actually come together in the real world. So here's something to think about as we wrap up. We know mandatory DMARC drives basic compliance, right? But what are the real long-term strategic advantages for businesses that go beyond just ticking that box? The ones that proactively exceed the basic requirements, how can partnerships help them unlock that next level of email trust and, ultimately, brand integrity? Something to mull over.